Hi everyone, this is Deidre. Welcome back to another video. This week I'm going to be doing my fall favorites or fall essentials that I have to have every fall. I love watching these on other people's channels. They're some of my favorites to watch every fall, so I'm super excited. I also live kind of the whole year either waiting or pretending it's already fall. So I use a lot of the stuff year round, but I'm excited to make this video. I've also just, to veer off for a second, I've also just really enjoyed filming so far. I'm gonna try to do it for a while. I'm thinking maybe like, try to improve for like a year and see if I really like it, just to, give it a really fair shot. But so far, like last week I did kind of an impromptu video of creative journaling, and I'm already really into it. I've planned out pages and spreads to do through the end of the year, which is like a really cool hobby that I'm glad I found and I think I might be into. I used to do like the smash book thing when I was in my early 20s, and my mom always scrapped book the whole time I was young, so I'm excited to get into that. And then obviously I've recently gotten into trying YouTube, which I wanted to try for a long time and just never actually did. So this has been fun, and I'm excited, and I'm really excited to shoot this video because I've watched so many of them for so many years. It's cool that I'm making one. So let me know what your fall favorites are down below, and if you want to see what mine are, just keep watching. So I figured we would start with favorite candles or fragrances for fall. I don't care about a lot of things until fall. I don't really go to Bath and Body Works spring or summer at all. I kind of dabble a smidge in Christmas time, but other than that I only care about it when it's fall. I'll talk about drinks and stuff later, but also only really care about Starbucks when pumpkin spice lattes come out, and then when they go away, so do I. So we're gonna start with candles. Obviously the whale of candle shopping is Bath and Body Works, and I really got into like everything fall. Probably I've always liked fall, but I really got into it probably 6-7 years ago, and I'm a little nuts. I'm a little crazy about it. So I have a handful of favorites that I am terrified that they will like discontinue or do away with. I do that with a lot of things. I do it with makeup. It's kind of a weird habit. I should probably stop and just use the things I like while I have them. But so what I do is I'll buy some of my labels. You'll see are kind of past year labels. Some of them are newer. I don't burn a Bath and Body Works candle until I 100% have another backup of the same size. So I have a whole shelf in one of our storage closets of candles that I'm planning on not burning until I get a new one, because I don't want them to go out of stock, or like I'm afraid I'll never be able to smell the smell again. So some of my favorites are, this is Autumn. It's a pretty popular one. The notes, I do like on these candles too that it always says like what the main smells in the candle are. Bright red gala apple, juicy fig, eucalyptus leaf, and balsam. It's a pretty popular fragrance. A lot of people like it. I love it. Yeah, it's more of a musky smell. It almost sort of smells to me like cologne, like a good smelling guy. But that's one of my favorites. I just grabbed a couple. I wasn't gonna, the video would be 2 hours long if I went through all my candles. Pumpkin apple. Apple smells, pumpkin smells, and like musky, more masculine smells are kind of my favorite. Cider Lane is my #1 favorite smell, maybe of all time, from any candle place, let alone Bath and Body Works. And every year it seems to my fear kind of seems to like start to come true, because they do less and less. Like they used to have like a room fragrance of this and a spray of this, and like a hand lotion and all this stuff, and now for the last 2 years they've only done one size candle, and that's it. So I'm afraid, oh, it smells so good, that people don't like it as much as me. So I have a couple backups of this. I have a half burnt one downstairs, and then a baby one, and then this is the new one I bought this year just to save. We're not gonna do anything with it. I'm so scared that one's gonna go away, but I love it. And then another great place, well, great slash dangerous, all these places are great slash dangerous, is Target. I went there to get, I think I was there to get office supplies or something a little while ago. They had these pumpkins. This one's kind of like brown in the scent pumpkin brittle, but they had all sorts of, there was a white one that was pumpkin vanilla. There was a yellow one that was pumpkin spice latte. This one smelled really good to me. It was only $10, so it's, you know, significantly cheaper than going to Bath and Body Works, but it smelled so good. And the problem is when you go look at the candles at Target, then you leave with 12. So does it really save you money? No, not really, but so that's cool. And then this year for I got the shower gel and the spray. Last year I did another pumpkin one. I usually do a pumpkin one. This year I changed it up. I got champagne, apple, and honey. I got this shower gel as a gift from one of my siblings a couple birthdays ago. It smells really good. It just smells, I mean, it's very apple. It's kind of like apple, and then if you know what champagne toast smells like, which is a different smell from Bath and Body Works, it kind of like mushed them together. So I'm just gonna change it up this year. I do have some pumpkin stuff left from last year as well, so that's what we're gonna do with those. That's all I'm gonna share for scents and Bath and Body Works stuff for now, because, like I said, we would just spiral out of control. All right, next I thought we'd do makeup staples. I really like makeup anyway, but fall is, again, my favorite time to do anything. So I have a couple things. First though, I thought I'd share, I used to use the liquid eyeliner pen from like the Kat Von D line. And then I tried the House Laboratories liquid eyeliner. I think I just ran out of the other one, and this one was on sale on Amazon or something. So I got it and I was a little skeptical, and now it's my favorite. I don't know if I'll ever use another one. So I just thought I'd mention that, even though it's not really fall specific. It's a really fine pen. I bought this at the beginning of the summer. It has not started to dry out at all. So that's a great eyeliner if anyone's looking for one. My fiance, I also just want to mention this because my fiance is such a sweetie. He got me, I was eyeing the new Jeffree Star collection. I was like, he was near me while I was watching the reveal video for the new eyeshadow palettes and stuff. And he got them for me for like pre-wedding presents, so I can do my makeup with them for the wedding, which is exactly 2 weeks from today. Which seems like it's crazy that it's that fast, but it also seems like we've been planning all these weddings and gone through all these things for like years at this point. So I'm excited to get it done, but that was very sweet of him, just since we're in like a makeup related portion. First of all, I thought I'd talk about the Tartelette Toasted palette. Oh, sorry. This is my second one of these. It's been loved. The mirror has gone, but it's just very, let's see if I can do this. It's just very neutral slash kind of warmer tones for fall. They all have really cute names like Latte and Flame and Cozy, and it's really a wearable palette. Lots of people like, you know, really crazy oranges or stuff, and on occasion I do that too when I have makeup that I could do that with, but this I use constantly. It's one of my favorite palettes ever. So if anyone's looking for a good palette for the fall, I would recommend that. I know they still have it because I've rebought it twice and probably will need to do it again. Then I just thought I'd show this one too. I got this one earlier this year, the Cremated palette by Jeffree Star. Let's see if I can do this again. It's all like cooler gray tones, which is neutral in a kind of a different way. I used to wear gray eyeshadow a lot in high school because I felt like it was all I knew how to do. This has so many different shades and colors though that this is really cool. It'll be really awesome to do with a lot of like fall looks. I have a lot of you know, burnt orange clothes and outfits and stuff I like, so that'll be, you know, it's still like darker and more, you know, appropriate for this time of the season without being like actually orange. So I'm really excited to see how that goes. This palette just came out earlier this year, so it'll be the first fall I have it, but I'm excited to see. Then I also thought I'd do a couple lip products. This is a liquid lipstick from the Kat Von D makeup line in Plath. It's like a dark brick red, almost mixed with a little bit of berry, but it's not really a berry color. It's closer to red, but there's just like a little something interesting about it. I think in the fall, like that's kind of the only time I wear dark lips, and this is one of my favorite ones. And then this Allergic to Bull by the Khloe Kardashian and Kylie Cosmetics collaboration is a really great like matte neutral color. I'm not big on like shiny lips. I think they look great on other people. I just don't. I can never seem to make them work or kind of stay. I haven't found a good one that like doesn't like smear all over your face. So I prefer mattes, and those are some of my favorites for makeup. All right, next I thought I would share some of my favorite books to read in the fall. Obviously, like any horror books are great. Harry Potter, those are always good. I really want to do a like Harry Potter marathon weekend with my fiance in November. I think we're gonna wait until November though, just because there's so many Halloween scary movies to watch. So I think that'll be, since November's still pretty fall-y, we'll do that then. But these are all, this I've only read once. All the other ones are rereads. Some of these I read every fall. We'll just start Stephen King's Carrie. Sorry. I don't know how to make it like not shine with the light. Eventually we're gonna get the hang of it. Carrie's my favorite Stephen King book. I wish I had a different cover. Someday I'm gonna look for a new one because these new like mass print paperback ones are like a little interesting. But Carrie's my favorite Stephen King book. Any Stephen King book is great to read in the fall. And some of the fun ones I've discovered over the years are his like compilation of short stories. Because it's Stephen King, so some of the even short stories are pretty long, but they're interesting, and you know they're more bite-sized than a whole novel. So 4 Past Midnight is really good. I gave my dad his new compilation that came out this year earlier for Father's Day, and he says it's really good. I think I might try to read it in October. So Stephen King's always a go-to. This one is going to be the only interesting one. It's called Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. Excuse me. And I've read it every year, you can tell. I keep really good care of my books, but I've read it so many times. And I started getting into reading, like, seriously. I never disliked reading, but I tried to read more and more. Oh, I'm going to choke again. When this came out, it has very mixed reviews, and there are definitely some plot holes, but I love it. Because I think I read it for the first time in fall. If any of you live here, I read it in front of the Golden Library, outside where people were like walking their dogs and there was leaves rustling around, so I think the whole setup and the ambiance really made me like it. It's a young adult book. I can read the back. Children are disappearing. Groups of young boys and girls form small armies to hunt for a monster. People are seeing things they shouldn't be, and they're doing things they shouldn't be done. It all starts when an irresistible guy named River West shows up on Violet White's sleepy seaside town. Is River somehow connected to all these incidences? Is he a crooked, smiling liar with pretty eyes and a mysterious past? Or is he something more? Violet's grandmother always warned her about the devil, but she never said he would be a dark-haired boy who takes naps in the sun, who likes coffee, and who kisses you in the cemetery, who makes you want to kiss him back. So it's cheesy, but I love it. I read it every fall. Rosemary's Baby. I love the book and I love the movie. There's so many things about this that I like, and it's more of a classic. you know, an older story. See, this is the 50th anniversary edition, but it was, in my opinion, so ahead of its time. It's such a good read. The movie's great if you also wanted to watch that. So this is more of a classic horror story. I love Rosemary's Baby. I would recommend it to anyone looking for a good horror novel. Then I thought for more of a like true crime option, which I also do like reading. This is the paperback copy of Mindhunter, which got made into a Netflix show, which if you haven't watched, I highly recommend, about some detectives and investigators in the FBI who have to start from, you know, scratch. It's from the 50s and 60s, have to start from scratch learning about serial killers, because before that, even though they probably existed, they didn't really realize that someone was like mentally capable of wanting to murder mass amounts of people, and they thought the best way to figure out how their mind works is to repeatedly interview like serial killers. So it's really interesting. It's told from one of the FBI's crime unit investigators that was part of the interviews. I thought it was really interesting. I think the show's really great. So if you're looking for more of a true crime option, it's the... And then for just one more fantasy option, I read this last year. I just got the second one. My sister was so nice and got me a gift card. I just started it. I'm so excited. This is Serpent and Dove, about this is more of a fantasy option for a witch hunter in this like dystopian set 1800s world who is forced into an arranged marriage with, he doesn't know at the time, but she's a witch, and kind of craziness ensues. I'm so excited for the new book, but it's definitely like a you know, witch folly kind of eerie vibe. Oh, that book was so good. I loved it. So there's some book options if you like reading and you're looking for something to read during this fall. Next, I'm going to quickly talk about music. Also, if anyone knows, I make playlists all the time I have Apple Music. If anyone knows how to make those public, so anyone else with Apple Music can listen to them, if I can figure it out before I post this, I'll link it down below, my most recent playlist. But I love making playlists for the fall, like singer-songwriter, folky songs are my vibe, and I make playlists that are like 2 or 3 hours long. I love listening to them. They make me feel mellow and calm and cozy, and I love it. Some of my staples that I've had on that like get recycled through playlists are like Skinny Love by Bon Iver, Georgia by Vance Joy. This year we have the whole folklore album, which is just gonna, you know, elevate autumn 2020 to like a whole new level. So music's a huge part of what I do in the fall. I also more often, especially if I'm here, I more often listen to vinyl. It feels like in the colder months, I really just live my whole life from September to December. And January through August, I'm just waiting for it to be fall again. So yeah, I love music. If I linked it down below my playlist, feel free to let me know what you think, and let me know what you guys listen to when you know, this time of the year. Next, I thought I would just show a couple of my staples for like fall fashion. This is kind of the only time I try at all to have a semblance of style. So I just have a couple things here. I'll mention a couple more things. So like, obviously, I just wore this. I should have ironed it. I just wore it to work. Sweaters are a staple. This is a stripy sweater with some burnt orange from, I think, Saving Page Boutique is where I got this online. And they have like size inclusive clothes, so that's always a plus. I have tons of sweaters, and like sweaters, some either like black or dark blue skinny jeans, and booties, or when it gets a little colder, Uggs. That's pretty much my outfit every day for about 3 months. And I love it. So sweaters, a lot. I have a lot of black. I think a good black sweater is a good staple to have. And then I also just last year, I'm excited to come up with some outfits. This year I finally got one of these jean jackets with like the fake fur collar, which I always think looks so cool. So I can't wait to put that with some outfits. Leather jackets are also really cool. I'm also trying to, I've said in a previous video, I'm trying to get more into hats this year. So I have some beanies that like I was okay with, but I'm trying like the fancier, you know, wide brimmed hats. I'm excited to come up with outfits for this year. I'm also really into like floor length floral dresses right now, which is a new development. I'm not sure where that when that started, but I think it looks really cool and almost like 90s-y. So that's something else to look forward to. I'm really looking forward this year at some point, probably not until October, but I'm looking forward to shooting a lookbook, which is another one of my favorite videos to watch on YouTube, specifically in the fall. So look out for that in the future. Right, just a couple more categories. Next, I thought I would do mugs, because even though I love going to Starbucks, and I do on occasion during the fall, maybe once every 2 weeks during the fall, and I get a large pumpkin spice latte iced with whipped cream. I like almost pretty much every drink at Starbucks but are cold. I don't know why. But so that's my order, and I also on occasion get a caramel frappuccino. Those are kind of the only main things I get there, and otherwise I make my own coffee here at home, and I mainly have vanilla creamer, but I have tried the pumpkin spice creamers too, so that's always fun. But I have a big mug collection anyway, and it's even more fun in, you know, autumn. So I thought I would show you some of my favorite mugs for this time of year. So this is like the candied apple from Snow White. It's a Disney mug, so that's a cute one to, you know, it's a little darker in theme to drink your coffee out of. This one is my fiance's, but I stole it for the purpose of the video. He got it at the Stanley Hotel a couple years ago. It says red rum on the other side, so that's super cute. And, you know, Corey, and this is a different way. I love this mug. It says morning pumpkin on it, and it's like part metal. It's like one of those little like camping cups. It's a little annoying because I do this thing where I like make coffee and then I either drink some of it or I get busy and then it's like cold, so I have to microwave it again. So that's the only downside with this mug, but it is super, super cute, and I love collecting mugs for anything, but especially fall. Alright, my last category we are gonna do, I just have a couple movie suggestions. Now there's obviously like thousands and there's so many good horror movie franchises that like there's obviously a ton to choose from. My birthday's in October, but my dad's birthday is Halloween. So our whole life we've been watching lots of different types of horror movies. Varying from like, you know, so bad that they're funny to like actually really scary to like so old that the like effects are like squirted ketchup for the blood. So we're really into horror movies in my house, but here's just some of my favorites. Again, I already mentioned the book, but I have got Carrie, one of my favorites. Then I have some just classic movies. I've got Beetlejuice here. Me and Dean watched this on one of our first dates. Dean loves Beetlejuice, but this is a great Tim Burton film. I've got another one in my hand. Tim Burton films are always like a little on the creepy side, so any movies by him are great, but Beetlejuice is a great one. Then I also, by Tim Burton, just to go with the theme, is Corpse Bride. Controversially, I love Nightmare Before Christmas, and Dean and I have started to make that our Christmas tradition to watch that before we open gifts with each other. But Corpse Bride I might be more sentimentally attached to. I love Corpse Bride. Ever since it came out, I went to see it in theaters like the weekend it came out, and I was convinced I was going to marry Johnny Depp when it came out. So that's one of my favorites. Obviously, Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is one of my favorite movies ever, and we watch it every year on my birthday. I'm a creature of habit. Every year we eat Olive Garden. We get caramel apples instead of cake. We watch Hocus Pocus, and we all go to bed by about 8:30. So that's that's my birthday routine every year. And I got The Crow. Brought this up to show you. It's one of my favorites. It's not a total horror movie, but it does have like kind of like a grimy feel to not only the story but kind of the way it was shot. So that's one of my favorites. And then I just thought I'd bring this. I don't know how well known this is, but Let Me In, which is a vampire movie with a twist. It's about a child that's a vampire that doesn't age. I love this movie. I love the whole vibe of it. I love the way it's shot. I love the colors. I love the feel. I love the story. So that's a great one, and I thought maybe a lot of people hadn't seen it, so I thought I'd mention that. Alright guys, so that's it for my fall favorites / essentials. Let me know what you guys like to do this time of year down below. The wedding's coming up, so that's going to take up a good chunk of my time, but after we, everything from that settles down, I plan on making a handful more autumn themed videos, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week.